Listen, I saw this video and it bothered me. And it bothered me because many of us will be deceived by what we see on this video. Many of us can't look past this emotion to actually see the end game or the goal of all of this. The whole point or purpose of this video is to get you all to wear a mask, because they know if they can get you to wear a mask, they can get you to take the vaccine. And these celebrities that we love and that we trust and that we think are woke and conscious, these celebrities will be the same ones pushing this vaccine. They are going to use people that look like you to convince you to take the vaccine. They've been doing this for years. They've been using us to oppress us. The video's only intent is for an emotional reaction out of you all. So what the video intends for you to do is to go out there and start wearing a mask. They want you to wear a mask for compliance, because if they can get you to wear a mask, they can get you to take the vaccine. The intent of this video is to deceive you. The intent of this video is to trick you. This video has nothing to do with you being safe from a virus. The only thing proven to beat COVID-19 is a person's immune system. That is the only thing that has been proven to beat COVID-19. Out of 330 million people, 40,000 people have died. Out of 330 million people, 140,000 people have died. You all can do that math on your own. There are 3.7 million cases of COVID-19 in the United States. Out of those 3.7 million cases, there have been 141,000 deaths. You can do that math on your own. So that means you have a 4% chance of dying from COVID-19. But if the glass is half full, you have a 96% chance of beating COVID-19. And you will be beating it with your immune system. So why do you think these people aren't mentioning your immune system? Why do you think these people aren't mentioning being healthy? Why do you think these people have abandoned everything related to health? They're only telling you to wear a mask and social distance. This is simple math. These are the numbers. These are the same numbers you see every day. So based on the numbers, not emotion, you have a 1% chance of catching COVID-19. And if you do catch it, you have a 96% chance of beating it with your immune system. But yet, Bill Gates wants to vaccinate over 7 billion people. Let me talk about this video. I want to break this video down so you all can see that it's propaganda. Now, you can always tell when it's propaganda because it's a poorly written script and it's poorly acted. So I want you all to actually watch this video and watch this video in context.
I'm getting plenty of rest. Rest will kill you. So I'm trying not to rest a lot.
This woman literally said, rest will kill you. So I'm trying not to rest a lot. She literally said that rest will kill you. So I'm trying not to rest a lot. So already she sounds ridiculous. There is no way rest can kill you when your body needs rest to recover. But come to think of it, she also said that she's resting a lot. So maybe she's on a suicide mission. I don't know. Matter of fact, if you are really sick, your body's going to make you lay down and rest. But this lady just said that rest will kill you, and you all are looking at her wondering why she's sick.
So this morning, the CDC called me because all of my COVID tests can bear with me. I'm sorry. Okay.
If y'all are gonna fall for, she's getting you ready. This is emotional manipulation. She's getting you ready. I'm telling you, she's getting you ready. You're looking at her eyes thinking, what does she have? She could have got hit in both eyes. We don't know. We don't know what her diet's like. We don't know what her health is like. We don't know. She had me thinking I was gonna catch something just by watching the video. But all this wheezing she's doing, man, listen, I'm telling you, this is emotional manipulation. This is how they're going to get people to take the vaccine.
This morning, the CDC called me. And they asked me, they already had my information, I guess from the hospital where I worked. Because apparently since I've been on work, six or seven people have died with what I have. All three of my COVID tests are negative. But I have all the symptoms.
The CDC called her. Think about that. The CDC called her. Think about it. They called her. Why? They must have had my information from the hospital. I keep telling you all it's a bad script. It will always be a bad script. The CDC called her. I would love to know how many times the CDC picked up the phone to call one person. She said 6 or 7 people died with what she had. How does she know? There's no way the CDC released that information. How does she know? Who told her that 6 or 7 people died from what she had? Think about it. The CDC had to call her and tell her what she had. So who would have told her that 6 or 7 people died from what she had when it's confidential information? How would she have known this? She didn't even know what it was. So whoever told her clearly didn't know what it was because the CDC had to call her and tell her. Do you see how bad the story is? Do you see if you listen to the story without emotion, you will be able to pick it apart very easily because it's a poorly written script. This woman says she took 3 tests and they all came back negative. Keep this in mind. She took 3 tests and they all came back negative for COVID-19. So that means the Center for Disease Control told her that it wasn't COVID-19.
Of COVID. But they're calling it an unknown pneumonia. I have bilateral pneumonia. I have it in both my lungs. So they was trying to convince me to go in and to be put on a ventilator. So that they can help me breathe. This new strand of coronavirus is an unknown pneumonia.
Now let me stop here. She says I have all the symptoms of COVID-19. So let's actually list out the symptoms of COVID-19 so we can put this in context. No, better yet, I'm going to post the symptoms of COVID-19, pneumonia, and bilateral pneumonia. There are so many symptoms of COVID to anything can literally be a symptom of COVID. Remember I told you all, it's going to be impossible to get sick during this upcoming cold and flu season because all of the symptoms are so similar. A cough is a symptom of COVID-19, but it's also a symptom of a cold. Fever and chills is a symptom of the flu, but it's also a symptom of COVID-19. Everything is a symptom of COVID-19. Let me get back to her. She works in the medical field, but she doesn't want to follow the guidelines of the CDC. Does that make sense? She's in the medical field, but she doesn't want to follow the guidelines of the CDC, so much to the point where they told her that she had bilateral pneumonia and she said it was a new strand of COVID. Do you understand how the game is being played? Do you understand the point of all of this? The ventilators had a 95% mortality rate. So clearly, she knows the ventilators mean death. Even though she said they're to be used to help her breathe, clearly she knows the ventilators mean death. I want you all to pay attention how she just bypassed what the CDC said. When they gave her diagnosis, she said it was a new strand of COVID, and when they told her to go to the hospital, she didn't do it. When I saw that neck tattoo of that aunt, I knew she was running game. When I saw that neck tattoo, I knew she was running game. My people, this is propaganda. They're going to push this vaccine on us, and they're going to use us to do it.
This new strand of coronavirus is an unknown pneumonia, and you won't test positive for any COVID test. You have fever, muscle aches, cramps. My joints are locking up, but I keep myself hydrated. I have oxygen. I try not to use it unless I really have to. And I have IV fluids that I can administer to myself.
And now she's telling everybody you can get a negative test and still have the new strand of the coronavirus. Let's say what she's saying is true. So that would mean the vaccine that they're spending billions upon billions of dollars on, the same vaccine that's going to efficacy at the end of July, that same vaccine will be useless for what she has. So what is she saying? The vaccine won't work for the new strand? What is she saying? Is she saying we'll have this pandemic much longer because there's now COVID-20? What is she saying? If you listen without emotion, you can see it's a bad script. But guess what? It's about to get real good.
On that note, the reason for this video is to let you guys know, don't follow this little trend. With this mask thing, this 5G strip, and this mask, so you won't wear a mask. Don't be silly, y'all. Wear your mask.
Now we got to the point of the video. She said all of that to tell us to wear the mask. She said all of that, the new strand, the new COVID is more deadly, it can evade the test, all this, and her solution is to wear the mask. You can stop all of what she's talking about if you just wear the mask. It looks like she's suffering from domestic violence, not COVID-20. She works at a hospital. Everybody in there is wearing a mask. If you try to walk in the hospital right now, they're going to make you put a mask on. Everybody in the hospital has a mask on. She had a mask on. Matter of fact, everybody that works in the hospital has the best mask on, the N95 mask. And the people coming in are forced to put masks on as well. There is nobody going into that hospital without that mask on and without a temperature check. Nobody. Everybody in there has a mask on. And yet, with everybody wearing a mask, she got the worst corona ever because she got COVID-20. But wait, she's going to try to clean it up.
I work at a hospital. One of the biggest. One of the biggest hospitals here. I wear my mask. I wear my PPEs. But you have people that come in the hospital and bring that stuff in when they know they've been around COVID patients.
This is what I mean by acting. This is what I mean by theatrics and acting to get your emotions more invested in what she's saying. This is all propaganda. This is all smoke and mirrors. This is all theater. This is all acting. I want you all to please pay attention to what she said. She said those people coming to the hospital bringing that stuff in. Of course they do. The people that have COVID-19 are going to go to the hospital. Think about what she's saying. Of course they have COVID-19. Of course they have it. That's why they're going to the hospital. That's why the hospitals are overrun. The hospitals are filled with people with COVID-19. Listen to what she's saying. What she's saying makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. They bring that stuff in. Yeah, of course. That's why people go to the hospital, because they're sick. People are always bringing stuff into the hospital, but they're not going into that hospital without a mask on. You better believe that.
Today, when I came from the hospital, our hospital is jam-packed, more than what it's been. But the CDC is saying that this is a new strand. Listen, I tried to look it up when I got off. When I got off the phone with them, and I see what they're talking about, but they're just not talking about it.
The CDC did not tell her it was a new strand. They didn't tell her that. You see, folks get to talking, and when they're not telling the truth, they forget what they said. The CDC did not tell her that. The CDC told her that she had bilateral pneumonia. Now she's being more dishonest and telling you all the CDC said it was a new strand, and it's not, because bilateral pneumonia has been around for years. Bilateral types of pneumonia affect not one, but both lungs. Bi meaning two, bilateral. A lot of you bisexuals know what I'm talking about. Both. Her tests were negative, as she stated. So SARS-CoV-2, which causes COVID-19, is not the reason why she has bilateral pneumonia, because she had 3 negative tests. She said rest will kill you. So that means she's been depriving herself of rest. If you aren't getting the proper amount of rest, you are going to weaken your immune system.
So they said this is way more deadlier than coronavirus. I know y'all saying you need to be in the hospital. You need to be in the hospital. But you have to understand, I have a 15-year-old daughter. So that's my fight. I have 2 sons. That's my fight. My fight. So I can't afford to be in the hospital.
And then she beautifully wraps this performance up by telling us that she's fighting for her 15-year-old daughter and her 2 sons, whose ages she does not mention, because more than likely they are adults. If you feel like wearing a mask is going to help, then wear a mask. If you don't feel like wearing a mask is going to help, then don't wear a mask. But just know the mask is about compliance. It's not about preventing. She said all that, and her only solution was wear a mask and don't listen to the 5G stuff. This stuff only works because we are emotionally tied to it. They are going to use celebrities. They are going to use people that we admire, look up to, and trust to push these vaccines on us. I'm telling you this right now. The people that you least likely would expect to push these vaccines on us are going to be the main ones to do it. You can't trust these celebrities. These celebrities don't care about you or I. These celebrities care about being famous. These celebrities care about being rich, or they care about being rich and they care about being famous, but they do not care about us. The same people telling you to wear a mask will be the exact same people telling you to get a vaccine. But this video right here is promoting a spirit of fear. It is filled with all propaganda. I love you all, and I hope this helped. Don't be safe, be great. Wait for it. Free blast. Get money. Go.